A percent can be used to describe an amount of change. So the percent of a change is the amount stated as a percent that a number increases or decreases. If the amount goes up, it is a percent of increase. If the amount goes down, it is a percent of decrease. And the simple formula for percent of change is the amount of change divided by the original amount. So let's take a look at some examples. We're going to see the percent of change when a number 42 is decreased to 32. Now we're going to write our numbers. We're going to find our percent of change, and we're going to write our answer and round it to the nearest tenth of a percent. So if our formula for a percent of change is the amount of change, that means I need to find the difference between 42 and 32. So this number went from 42 to 32. I'm simply going to subtract those two numbers, and then I'm going to divide it by the original amount. The original amount was 42. So my change, 42 minus 32, is going to give me a change of 10, and then divided by that original amount, 42. Now you can use your calculator for this, for these purposes here. If I divide 10 by 42, I'm going to get 0.23809. Now remember, our percent of change is going to be a percent. We want to find the rate at which it's decreasing. So that's going to be a percentage. To go from a decimal to a percent, if you recall, we're just going to move the decimal 2 places to the right, 1, 2, and then replace my decimal. So it's going to give me 23.809%. And I'm going to round that to the nearest tenth. If I look to the right of the 10th place, it's a 0, so I'm going to drop everything past that 8. That's going to give me 23.8%, or approximately 23.8% rate of change, or percent of change. Okay, let's take a look at another example. This time we're going to see the rate of change, or the percent of change, of 36 increased to 96. Again, our percent of change formula is the amount of change. Now, I need to find out how much this changed from 36 to 96. So I'm going to subtract 96 minus 36. It doesn't really matter which one. I know this is increasing, so I know my percent of change should be a positive, or in fact, we're just describing the percent of change as a positive amount in relation to increasing or decreasing. So 96 minus 36 over the original amount. In this case, the original amount was that 36. 96 minus 36 is 60. That's how much it's changed, and it's going to be divided by 36. Now, if I use my calculator once again and divide that, I find that 60 divided by 36 is 1.6666, and those 6's are going to go on forever. So I'm going to change this now from a decimal to a percent by moving it 2 places to the right. That's going to give me approximately 166.666 repeating percentage. Of course, I'm going to round that to the nearest tenth. 6 is in the 10th place. Look to the right of the 10th place, it's a 6. So I'm going to bump that 6 up to a 7. So this is going to be approximately 166.7% increase.